Hello, everybody. This is Truthy McGoo. I'm here with my girlfriend. I wanted her here for this.
Hello.
Since joining YouTube, I've run into some of the most toxic, rotten people really ever. I can't believe they exist, much less make money off doing the things that they're doing. This particular one, my girlfriend hated immediately. I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. Because she was getting herself involved in a weird, crappy singer named Davi Vanity's pedophilia stuff that he was doing. And the evidence is overwhelming. The guy is totally guilty times a million. But what we started to notice was she was encouraging the victims that she was interviewing. And you can see this person here is actually a victim of anorexia and supposedly abuse from her mother, which she switched from Davi Vanity. But that's been her main thing. Yeah, there's a Davi Vanity video right there. So she takes victims of Davi Vanity or Onision, who is a previously successful YouTuber, and she actually interviews them via webcam and then tells them, I'm going to give the FBI your information. I have contacts at the FBI. Rule number 1, you cannot contact the FBI on behalf of a victim. Rule number 2, when you have these interviews, because they're out in the public domain, they are no longer admissible in court, which means these poor victim children are not allowed to use this as evidence when there's a real case. That, to me, is the real problem, not her clout chasing.
Interfering with an investigation.
She's ruining it.
Yeah.
So Chris Hansen, who used to be credible when he was on NBC, does the exact same thing. Says, I have FBI contacts. I'm Chris Hansen. Does not, cannot. It's absolutely illegal. We're going to prove that throughout this video. I'm going to give shout-outs and credit to multiple YouTubers that have done the work before me. I don't mean to piggyback off you. I just wanted a concise video that compiles your stuff together to form something cohesive. So here we go. This is her channel. I'm not going to show the whole thing. You can look it up. Just type in that name. This is the first red flag that my girlfriend saw. I'll let you talk about this.
Yeah.
Now this says here's what we're going to do. Look, we're going to move it down to what it says here.
Yeah.
How to dress like a bisexual or lesbian. And that's part 2.
And as a bisexual woman, this is so offensive. It's just you're faking it for attention is what this looks like to me. Granted, she could be bisexual, but why do you need this kind of attention? Why do you need to tell people how to dress or how to look like it? It's like trans trending or being a bisexual or any part of the LGBT community for clout.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just, here's how to imitate something. So, I mean, she's calling herself a poser. What's crazy is her fans are so young. They're like, oh my God, thank you for the fashion tips. You don't realize you're being exploited. I mean, you're just too young to realize. And from what I hear, her fans are like, screw you, she's helping. No, she's not. Onision and Davi Vanity are free. There is no charges against them, largely because they've had to throw out evidence. It's been years, 2 years, since Onision went under attack, and 2.5 years for Davi Vanity, and he's still out there on Instagram talking to underage girls. This is the reason for it. She's not helping. She's doing nothing but damaging, and she doesn't. When she's attacked about it, she's just like, too bad you're a clout chaser, you're an incel, you couldn't get laid. There's just so many attacks that she really thinks she's like hot or something. I don't know, but whatever. We'll move on. So here, I want to give credit to the guy. You can't see his name. It's Anonymous Animosity. All together, all one word, Anonymous Animosity. He did this work. This is a YouTube video, and he captured her messages. And she says, I'm starting a new post as a continuation of the previous post on Kaylee Schmidt. Please see my previous post for an explanation about what happened. This post is to keep a record of how many people have called the sheriff's department and what sheriff's response was about doing a welfare check. So Kaylee Schmidt was a girl who supposedly disappeared for a while because she caught her parents being racist and filmed it, and the parents got really pissed off, and she disappeared for a while. So here's her advice, though. Please call the Jones County Sheriff Department, and gave him the number, and ask for a wellness check on Kaylee Schmidt. Okay, I don't really see that as that big of a problem, but let's keep going.
Select few screenshots. These are direct orders to send your rabid fan base to harass law enforcement. Look, I understand that the person during this time was missing and that you're drawing awareness to it, but taking matters into your own hands and trying to act like this wannabe vigilante is not doing anyone any favors. So after several posts about the situation, digging her nose into it where it really shouldn't have been in the first place, she reposts the statement that the sheriff's department recently put out, and states that they were fucking lying. I know the cops aren't in the best position right now, but at the very least you should give the police departments that are actively trying to aid people across their city respect.
So now, after she was called out, she said the police were lying. I guess some silly little redheaded YouTuber is much more credible than a law enforcement office. I mean, we all know that. So that's it for that. This one is the big one for me. This comes to you credit of Cracked Rack. CRACKED all together, one word. This one really got me so pissed off. I actually put a message or a comment on this video and said, "Oh my God, thank you for putting this out there. I'm going to go after her." And he loved the comment. I don't want to not do this without giving him credit. So what you're about to hear is from his video.
4 minutes remaining. Please wait while we connect you.
Thank you for calling the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Albany Field Office. Para Español, por favor, oprima nueve. FBI Albany.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So, I don't have a lot of time. I only have a few minutes on this call because it's a free application I'm using, but there's someone online that's claiming to be associated with the FBI that's essentially interviewing these people who claim to have been sexually assaulted, and she's pretending as if she not only has connections to the FBI, but she's going to solve the case herself. Can you just verify if this is just absolutely ridiculous or not, just by what I've said? Her name's Pastel Belle on YouTube.
On YouTube. I have not heard of any such instances. Obviously, I'm not aware of every case that we're running, but generally that is not how that would be conducted.
Right, and so when she says that she has connections to the FBI and that she's going to solve the case and that she's pretty much leaking this information about evidence, like, publicly, and then she's stating that she not only has connections, but she's going to... She's like, updating people on this case that's apparently happening, and that's not real, right?
I would say certainly not. So in order to file a formal complaint, I have to transfer you to another line. I know you said you're running short on time.
Oh no, I just wanted to get that clarification because she's
okay.
She's stringing these.
That is not legit.
Yeah, she's stringing along these people by claiming that she has associations with the FBI, and she's just really tricking people, tricking victims.
You said sexual assault victims?
Yeah, real sexual assault victims. She says, I can get this guy arrested, come on my show. They come on her show, she gets a bunch of views for it, and it's baloney, right?
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah.
Is there any other information? You said she has a YouTube show?
Yes, so if you go to her channel, it's PASTEL space BELLE, Pastel Belle.
Okay. I will note that down here. All right. Would you like me to transfer you to file a formal complaint as well?
No, thank you. This would suffice. Thank you.
Okay. Any other information you'd like to share?
What is the likelihood of someone who just has a bunch of allegations being thrown at them with no actual evidence getting arrested?
I mean, obviously, in America, assumed innocent until proven guilty, so there definitely needs to be evidence in order to make any sort of arrest in the first place, more or less make charges stick.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. That was very helpful. If you believe that these calls are in any way faked, go ahead and call your local FBI field office yourself and ask them what I did or go into more detail. You'll get the same results. So, before you make your opinion on this video, please understand that Pastel Belle has very irrational and erratic fans who use ad hominem attacks to get their way. I'd compare her fan base to PewDiePie's in that it really...
Alright, so that was a real call to a federal agent, and they said right there that that's impossible. An interview with a victim means absolutely nothing unless you've spoken to a law enforcement agent. Pastel Belle has no law enforcement ties. Were you going to say something?
And if you're talking with someone and you put that stuff out there on the internet, when you're in the midst of an investigation like that, you can't talk about those things. You just can't. Like, it'll get it thrown out because it's hearsay, and you're throwing it in the public.
Right. So all this person really cares about is getting views to make money. We looked it up on how much money she could be making a month. It's only $50 to $890 a month. So for $50 to $890 a month, she's willing to sell out over 20 different victims of abuse, or victims of child abuse, or there was the other one, anorexia, exploit people who are less than mentally sound. So I honestly, this is the most angry I've been at looking at YouTube, because it's somebody masquerading as a hero when they're a villain, and I bet you she would never know it. The malignant narcissism is so strong. Say, I'm helping, and anybody who's not with me is against me. She's also known for what's called doxing. She has her little fan base who are like 12 to 16. Go, Pastel Belle's awesome, and you suck, and whatever. Well, honestly, if that happens, your comments are just going to be deleted. If I see any of that, it's just going to be deleted. If it's sound criticism or another opinion, then I'm going to leave it, even if I don't agree with you. But if it's little kids saying "F you, go to hell," no, those aren't going to stay. So too bad, so sad. Here, there was also, I'm going to look this up because I just thought of this. There was a victim who came out on a YouTube video and said, "I regret going on Pastel Belle." So let's see if we can find it. Pastel Belle is a bully. Pastel Belle ran. All right. Well, I might do another video on that. But there was a victim who said, "I regret going on that show. It hurt the case."
And then she has as her pinned tweet on Twitter, she says, "Reach out to me."
Hang on. We're going to show that. Okay. So I'm glad you said that. I forgot. So here, if I can I expand that now? I don't think I can. I just can move it. So it says, this is her main tweet, her pinned tweet. "To anyone who's been assaulted by Dobby in the last 10 years, check state statutes. Law enforcement is requesting statements. Call the city PD where the assault happened, or contact me, and I'll pass your statement to law enforcement officials I'm working with." No, you're not. So, honestly, you guys, do whatever you want and what you think is right when you see this. Personally, to me, I don't think this person should be allowed any platform in any way, because there's human lives at stake, psyches of little kids. I wouldn't say I believe in flagging and deplatforming, at will. Most YouTubers would say, "No, don't deplatform anyone." No, I'll tell you what. If Davi Vanity had a YouTube saying this is how to sexually assault children, I'd flag it for sure. So this person's one step down, in my opinion, and I would recommend flagging. Sorry for people who don't like it, but I care more about children's lives than I do some stupid views. I just started this channel. I'm not making a dime. I got nothing to lose, and people who care more about money than people really should go to fucking hell anyway. Like and subscribe!